Most physios think the fastest path to replacing their in-person income online is by selling low-ticket programs for $100 or launching a $30 a month health and rehab app. But what if I told you that this is actually the slowest, most inefficient path for 99% of physios trying to monetize their skills online? In this video, I'm going to show you the fastest path that you can take to escape the in-clinic time for money trap and have more freedom to travel, earn, and work from anywhere in the world like my clients Andrew, Archie, and Yannick are. And I'll show you why low-ticket programs and monthly subscriptions won't work for 99% of physios, including yourself, and what you should do instead. And if you haven't yet, grab your free copy of the Monetize Masterclass below. To start, I want to tell you a story about a new graduate physio from Canada who'd been working in private practice for about 9 months. Now, while he enjoyed helping people and finally being able to put his degree to use, he was already seeing the writing on the wall. The ceiling cap of $120,000 per year as a physio after 10 years of working, the 45+ hour work weeks being stuck behind 4 clinic walls, and the rigid schedule of not being able to travel, earn, and work from anywhere. He had this burnout that he kept feeling each and every morning, each and every day, from the fact that he was trapped inside this clinic. And he wanted a way out, a way to stop trading his time for money. At the time, he had friends who had been doing online personal training, some earning the same, if not more than he was, and all they were doing was just posting content on Instagram with just their iPhone, one editor from the Philippines, and all they did was deliver and program their workouts for their clients from home. They didn't have to sit in bumper-to-bumper traffic every morning. They had no patient quotas that they had to hit every single week. They had no patient notes to catch up on late at night. So he took a step back and asked himself, maybe going online, maybe posting some content on my Instagram, maybe giving that a go is worth a shot. So he picked up his phone, and before and after his football games on the weekends, he would film content, and he had a real interest in strength and rehab, specifically for footballers. And eventually he ended up launching a $150 hybrid strength program for footballers to get them pretty much on the field, strong, injury-free, and ready to go. So over the next few months, he started posting each and every day, making sure he didn't miss a day. Some videos started going viral, 20,000, 30,000 views. And eventually his $150 hybrid program made him about $700 online in the next couple of months. While it was amazing and it was good and he was happy about it, things started to slow down. And he still wasn't in a position where he could pull away from the clinic grind, be able to, replace his in-person income online, and nowhere near the 10K a month online that my clients are doing, like Andrew did in his first 4 months after launching his sciatica pain offer. This is when he started going online and started to find what was the answer, what was happening, what was wrong, and he found my content on Instagram and on YouTube. So after our first call, he decided to jump on the mentorship with me, and the first thing I did when we dove in together was I 20x'd his prices. We went from charging $150 with this hybrid program to $3,000. We went from low ticket prices to high ticket pricing. And within the next 30 days, he made $3,000, half of what his monthly income was already, and now pretty much is on his way to build towards his first 10K month. So now the question is, why is selling low ticket $150 programs just like this the slowest path in getting you the time and location freedom that you want and replacing your income online? Well, it's because you have to take into account conversion rates, and the low conversion rates at that, aka the total number of people who land in your sales page. What percentage of those people actually buy your product? And to show you what all of this looks like, I've created a visual diagram for us to dive into. So let's hop in. Now, this first thing we'll dive into is a low ticket buyer's journey, aka what is someone's journey with you online when they do buy a $150 program. And by the end of this, I want to show you why going high ticket, charging high prices, is actually easier for you to make more money with less work. So the first thing people will do online is, if you're on Instagram, they're gonna visit your profile. And I just screenshotted my profile here as an example. And from this profile, they're gonna click this link in bio. Now, the percentage of people who are actually going to click on that, link in bio is roughly around 3%. And once they click that link in bio, 100% of the people who click through are then going to be presented with your product page. Now, I just made this as a rough draft. Let's say I'm selling a women's hybrid program and it's $150. This is the first thing that they will see after clicking the link in bio. Now, after they see this page, obviously there'd be things that they'll be scrolling and maybe a video that they watch. From there, the X amount of people on this page, only 3% of them, from the people who just landed on here, will actually check out and purchase that $150 product. So if we go back to the very start, this is the simplified buyer's journey of if you are selling a $150 product online, this is what it looks like from someone who is buying from you. So now the question is, if I want to make $10,000 a month, what does the math actually need to look like with a $150 product? Now let's use 10K because it's the number and goal that most physios and health professionals that I speak to want to hit. So if we want to hit 10K a month with a $150 product, we would need 67 sales every single month. And at 3% conversion, this means we need 2,233 people on your sales page every single month. And that's on average about 74 people per day landing on your product page. But the question becomes, how many people do I actually need at the top of funnel, aka how many people do I actually need to visit my profile so that by the time they get to the product page and check out, I have 67 people buying? Well, I've created a graph or a diagram here that will show you what this looks like. So in order for you to get 67 sales each and every month, you would need 74,000 profile visitors each and every month. And from those 74,000 profile visitors on your Instagram page, 2,220 of them will visit your actual product page. And then from that 2,220 visitors on your product page, 67 of them would purchase. I know these numbers aren't matching, right? 233, but you get the gist, right? And that would equal around $10,050 each and every month with a $150 product, right? So this is what it would look like if you're someone running a low ticket program and wanting to get to $10,000 a month. So now that you know what the low ticket buyer's journey looks like, you know what the low ticket math looks like, let's now look at the high ticket buyer's journey and the high ticket math. AKA, if we go from $150 to $3,000 for our program. Now, as you see here, the high ticket buyer's journey is a bit different and a bit longer, right? So the only difference is that when they now click the link in bio, they get hit with an application page where they put their details in, they get hit with a calendar where they can book a call with you, they show on the call, and then you close for the $3,000 sale for your program. Now, these percentages here are your conversion rates at each step, right, on average. And again, you can see that the journey is a bit different and a bit longer than the low ticket buyer's journey. But the real question we need to answer is, what does the high ticket math look like? And is it easier or harder for you to make 10K a month selling a $3,000 program? And mind you, this is for someone who probably hasn't created content in their life, has zero following online. I mean, maybe they might have a couple of hundred, right? But you get it. Very beginner in the online space. What is actually easier, low ticket or high ticket? And I want to show you what this looks like. So over here, I've actually created another diagram showing you how to get to 10K a month online with a $3,000 program. And the one thing you'll see straight away is that the profile visit number here is much lower, only 6,667 compared to the 74,000 that we needed with the $150 low ticket program. And the reason for this is because to hit 10K a month, instead of making 67 sales, we only have to make 4 sales at 3,000, which actually brings us over 10K. It brings us to 12K every single month. So if you have 6,667 profile visitors every single month, and we trickle this down, you know, again, with all the conversion percentages as they go through the actual journey, you will end up with 4 closed sales each and every month. Now, as someone who's just starting with not a big of a following and, you know, is just getting their grips of the online space, this is a lot easier to achieve and faster to achieve than it is a 74,000 profile visit account, right? And you can probably see here at the very bottom that this required 11x less traffic than your low ticket $150 program. Now, the before and after of this, or the comparison between the both, or between the two, is just to show you what the numbers actually look like, so you can visually see why it's so much easier to make the 10K a month online or replace your income online with a $3,000 product. So now my question to you is, do you think it's easier to get 74,000 profile visits every single month, or is it easier to get 6,667 visitors per month? Now, I understand that moving from low ticket to high ticket can be super scary. And I remember my first $3,000 product that I sold online, I was freaking out. But I want you to remind you each and every day that people pay $3,000 every single year for a brand new iPhone that they don't need. And if you know how to position your high ticket offer, you know how to create content and brand that emotionally resonates with people to want to take action with you, then you will win in this game. And if you want the step-by-step of how you can start charging high ticket prices for your programs, watch this video next. I'll see you there.